back to Andromeda, everyone. Welcome back to Eladin. I think it's Eladin. I keep saying Eladin when a lot of other people say Eladin. I think Ryder says Eladin. I think some people have said Eladin. I can't be getting that from nowhere. We're in the Blinding Sands. We've fixed the monoliths. We've been in the Remnant Vault, which should help with the climate, make everything less of a hazard, which will make travelling around a lot easier. We're going to go back to New Tachanka now to speak to whatever her name was, Mordor. Well, it began with an M, right? Mordor. Yeah, let's just call her Mordor, right? Fires of Mount Doom. Right, we're gonna. So I'm in a bit of a hyper mood. I don't. So if I'm a bit scatterbrained, I'm warning you. Right. Yeah, the bomb. We need to talk to her about the bomb. But the planet viability has gone up to 70% purely because of the beautiful Remnant vaults and their technology. Right. Let me in. No, let's not kill the bodyguards. Right. It's so. I know it's probably the UI mod that's perhaps just making.
Dr. O'Keefe's important work can't be lost.
Okeer? Okay, you're probably not someone we want to help.
Hello. I noticed you were listening.
Did
Is
you?
it because you're a fan of the Krogan genius, Dr. O'Keefe?
No.
I'm frantic because a terminal with all his research was accidentally sold to a junker.
Good. He's evil.
No? Maybe? What was on it?
His work regarding Krogan physiology and the genophage was advanced. I was his protege. Or, I was acquainted with his protege.
Right. A fanboy.
Anyway, it's encrypted, but it would be bad if it fell into the wrong hands. I can give you a nav point and the name of the scavenger I accidentally sold it to.
I mean, we know who he is, but let's play
You talk
along.
about Dr. O'Keefe like I should know who that is.
Dr. O'Keefe was on the leading edge of Krogan genetics and possibly curing the genophage.
And not using the slow genetic mutation approach the Initiative has invested in.
I had a collection of his research. I hope to cure the genophage in the colony.
Send me the nav point and the terminal identification.
Done. I hope it's still on the planet. The junker was aggressive.
I mean, I don't really think we want to cure the genophage again, really. I mean, it's like a fresh solar system, a fresh galaxy, and the Krogan are just going to overrun it now, right? It is one of the interesting points from the original trilogy, right? I mean, we discussed it so much in my original playthrough, in my playthrough of the trilogy, about how the problems that they created for themselves in terms of writing too many counter arguments for curing the genophage into the lore, right? So, like, the lore essentially says that basically shows that if the Krogan are allowed to reproduce at their normal rate, they're going to completely overrun any planet they inhabit, right? And they're going to aggressively try to conquer, kill, wipe out, and destroy any other race that gets in their path once they attain some sort of superiority. And yeah, so it's just basically because they've not been allowed to maybe naturally evolve into advanced technology and modern political systems. The only answer would be to, I suppose, to start a Krogan colony that would be at the same technological level, with no technological knowledge, as from when the Solarians uplifted them. Right? It's such an impossible issue to solve. Right, this place is an absolute maze. Like, personally, I don't really like having mini maps. But I don't like having mini-maps only when the game has designed their waypoint system around you know, visual ways of discovering things.
Been out to the Sea of Atarax, see how it plays out here. Pretty
You know,
wild
like in
there.
Ghost
They'll
of
kill you for
Tsushima.
a tire if it's
You
the
hear
right
Gorak
size.
and his team tried to fight Barnes.
Oh, we've heard these.
Battle. We ought to die in a few
But whereas I find myself constantly jumping into the map in this game, which just means there should just be a mini-map, because they've not designed the quests to kind of be discoverable in a kind of naturally way. Get trash. Honestly, man. The voice acting in this game has been, for like the main characters, most of the main like side characters, except for maybe Tan, the guy who plays the director Tan is really annoying. Maybe it's just the performance he put on for this game. Because like I watched the Eternals the other week, which was not very good, but he's fine in that. It's like not noticeable. But when you listen to Tan, it's just like you want to ask him to blow his nose, right? And Morda just sticks out really badly. Just sounds like really whiny. Whereas like Drac and every other Krogan we've met, like Drac's granddaughter, I've forgotten her name for a second there, but like, you know, that's how you imagine a Krogan female sounding, right? But this.
Hello, Nexus. You're back.
I am.
Strux tells me you went to get the drive core from my remnant ship,
That's true.
and that you sold it to scavengers who took it off-world to make a profit. For you and them?
What? No.
It was gone when I got there.
Oh.
Not possible. I had blasting teams there day and night.
Clan Nakmor is a joke. The losers of Chichanka are now the losers of Helios. Overlord Morda has lost the drive core, and our colony is doomed.
You're all talk, Jorgal Strux. I made this colony.
If there's an overlord, they should be from the oldest Krogan blood, Clan Jorgal. Watch, I'll rescue the drive core and make us so powerful that the Nexus will bow down to us. Except you can't, 'cause we have it.
Oh, Drac. I wanted to see how long before he hung himself.
What do you mean you have it?
I'll let the Pathfinder answer that.
Alright. Okay, so we either choose to... So we're basically deciding here whether we're going to reveal the Strux's deception here. So if we say it's safe, we're kind of hiding Strux. I don't know about this relaxed option here. I can't remember what to call these bottom left options. These are like informal, right? Informal, formal, logical, emotional, I guess. I can't remember their exact names. So I took it from Strux, matter of fact, kind of, and it rumbles him directly. We've been tricked is very true, and what is clear in this situation is that neither of these people should be in charge, which is I don't really know what we're going to do. I don't necessarily want to get too emotional, because that if we say we've been tricked, then we're kind of siding with Morda. I feel like taking the logical choice here is the best thing, because we rumble Strux, but we also hopefully we can also not trust Morda. I don't really know. I hope that this isn't a choice between two bad clans here. I took it from Strux.
Strux brought me here on a lie. He paid scavengers to take the drive core and then killed them for it.
I'm impressed, Strux. You're more cunning than most Clan Jorgal. Smarter, even.
Oh, they're gonna fall in love.
More arrogance. My father lowered himself to join your clan because he admired your grandfather. He was laughed at, called not worth killing. But now I've bested you, Morda, and Clan Nakmor will pay with blood.
You put the colony at risk over a grudge you carried across dark space?
What just
You
happened?
really aren't worth killing, Jorgel Strux. Get out. Take your goons with you. Now where is the drive core? Hand it over.
No!
Just like that. Hand it over.
It's incredibly powerful. We'll use it to power the colony. This'll put us ahead by decades.
Ryder, that's unique remnant tech.
If you keep that drive core, it's over between the Krogan and the Nexus forever.
You have to give us something for it. It's only right.
We did get shot at. A lot.
What about joining our colony with your outpost? Give us the drive core and we'll be friends. New Tuchanka and Nexus. Keep it, and you've created a sovereign Krogan nation. We don't abide by Nexus laws or owe you anything. Even peace.
Ryder, I must point out that historically, unchecked Krogan advancement has been the cause of war and disaster for many, even the Krogan.
I was just talking about
Well-
this. Oh, this is horrible. I'm putting the controller down. Wow, this is... And I do not know what to pick. Like, not even slightly. Sam just in our ear there. That's exactly what we were talking about, though. Okay, so what I need to think of here, were the rumours about Morda trying to bomb the Nexus all lies brought up by Strux? I think that they were, right? Drac hasn't even really offered an opinion on this. What are you doing to me with the music? I gotta say, that was the lamest fight I have ever seen in my life. Like, a fight between two elderly Elcor would have been more dramatic than that. I understand, like, if you don't have your animation team doesn't have the time to like plan and design like a cutscene there, then you don't have, then if you don't have the ability to do that, then just don't. Just cut the camera to us and Drac like pulling a grimace face and hear a punch, and then it cuts back and Strux is on the ground. Right? That's so simple. I'm not like a game like a scene director. That's the obvious thing you do when you don't have the budget. You just cut away, right? You don't do something that just looks awful. Like The Witcher 3 did that tons. Like, they didn't, like, for certain things, like when objects would pass from character to character, you know, like when someone would pull something out of a pocket and hand it over, it would always be out of frame, because they don't want to have to deal with the animation of fingers or you know, on an object, passing it between, and all those animations. Like, it's yeah, weird. That was so weird, that fight. I'm stalling here. Sam is right. PB is right. It's just the problem is here is I'm thinking about the way that the tone about the Krogan kind of shifted from over the course of the trilogy, right? I feel like the whole, like, the genophage and everything, like in Mass Effect 1, was presented much differently to how it was presented in 2 and then in 3, right? I feel like in Mass Effect 1, the genophage was just kind of seen as a necessary evil. Then in Mass Effect 2, with the genophage variant, it was starting to turn way more towards like absolute war crime, evil Solarian meddlers, and then in Mass Effect 3, it was total Krogan appeasement. So like the presentation of the issue like drastically shifted. And it shifted in terms of what the way the quests were written. It changed in terms of what was regarded as like Paragon and Renegade in terms of dealing with that situation. So with those goggles on, I mean, like, if this is Mass Effect 3's perspective on the Krogan and the genophage, then we give them the drive core because we give them a chance to prove themselves, to trust them, to cooperate with them, to treat them as an equal. But if we're going off what Sam said, and we're going off Mass Effect 1, and we're going off the history that has been, that we know of the Krogan, then there's zero chance we give them the drive core, right? It's a tough decision when I lean on the microphone. That's all. If you want a telltale sign for me not knowing what to do, that is always it. I'm trying to remember what dealings we had with Clan Nakmor in the original trilogy. My brain is just gone. Because Rex is Clan Erdnot, right? And who were Nakmor again? Were Nakmor the ones that we had to fight against? Who were trying to forcibly create the cure in the first place by using Mordin's old understudy? Malin. Was Clan Nakmor who Malin was working for? My memory's not helping me here. You know, like earlier on, when we had that choice between options, and I decided to try and match the aggression, and it just turned out to be really sassy and like, oh, it'll be treated as war crimes. I'm just worried about what the actual response is going to be here. Do you know what I mean? Sam's right, but I feel like Sam saying that was one of, you know, like how just a minute ago we had there was the option to ask who Dr. Okia was. That's like a thing for players who haven't played Mass Effect 2, right? Or who can't remember, or who rushed through the game or whatever and didn't remember. So I feel like Sam saying that isn't necessarily. It's like oh, the player might not remember kind of thing, right? I don't think we necessarily have to take it as a strong hint. I think we've got to trust them. Honestly, I think we've got to trust them. I think provoking a potential war with them just isn't what we need. We'll have to figure out a way of dealing with the Krogan in the future. That's alright. Alright.
Okay, Morta. Let's work together. You can have the Remnant drive core.
And you can set up your outpost here, Nexus. We're all going to be friends and prosper, right? You bet we are. Whenever you're ready, bring your outpost people here, and they'll be welcome.
This is a great day, Morta.
We'll contact Addison and give her the news. Good luck, Overlord Morta.
Pathfinder, this site could support an initiative outpost.
Alright. Now, I know we've got a ton of stuff in here. Let's, so in terms of the map. So the outpost site is just over this way. In terms of the actual quest. So yeah, save his research, settling Aladdin. So we've got to create an outpost, we've got to clear the scavenger flop house. Alright, so I feel like we go and do this first, and then we come and create the outpost. So let's fast travel over here and just kill everyone. Let's go. Alright, maybe I have thought about that decision too much, but that's the most fun part about games like this, man, is agonizing over your choices, right? It really is. It's the best part. One of the reasons why that whole Mordin and Malin quest in Mass Effect 2 was so memorable was the constant dichotomy, right? And it was one of the few quests that had a genuine pull both ways in terms of Paragon and Renegade not really being so obvious when you really thought about it in a reasonable fashion. For God's sake! Got so much cadmium now. Hey! Let me in! Fine, this nomad can drive over anything. You just wait. Ha ha ha!
Heard stories about this place. Better
Surprise, mother...
You ever hear the saying, honor among thieves?
Yeah, an honorable knife in the back is still a knife.
On the alarm before it attracts reinforcements, Pathfinder.
Hey, stop shooting me. Oh, I thought you were drag.
Disabling the alarm will call off reinforcements.
Oh, man.
Outlaws on their way!
No sharpshooting. Right, let's get to the bloody alarms. Hawk, help us out, my sweetheart. Oh, there's tons of alarms, dude. Get out of here, buddy.
Hydra! Loading ammo!
Who are you shooting?
Outlaws on their way!
Yeah, I know.
Incoming shuttle, Pathfinder.
Yeah, we'll deal with it. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, nothing for the Dan shotgun, mate. Yeah, nice white.
Locked. Must have barricaded themselves in. What now?
If we can find a security terminal, I may be able to attempt to bypass the locks with those.
Who are you shooting? Nice work, people. Right, where the hell are we going? Hello! What a shot! Where are you going? Alright, let's blow this place sky high. I realise I'm kind of walking through the combat a little bit now, but I really don't want to up the difficulty after how much I struggled in the early game.
Time to fight!
I'm really not great with shooters. Headbutt. Nice. But yeah.
My gun again. It's ridiculous. I've gone through 3 in the past week.
Learn to protect it, you idiot. Stop waving it around when you're not using it.
It's scarier when I wave it around.
So much violence.
I think we're done.
I can bypass the command center's doors from here, Pathfinder. Please try to remain within range of the console until...
I'm a melee build!
Get ready, kid. They know we're here.
Whatever, dude! What are you doing? Alright, pretty chill. I've been doing a lot of shouting. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm a bit hyper at the moment. How you doing, Peebs? Not warm in that leather jacket?
Pathfinder, I have bypassed security. You can now enter the command center.
I should have known there wouldn't just be one objective. See ya.
Outlaws, keep a lookout.
You scared the hell out of me, Pog.
Alarm disabled, Pathfinder.
Nice shot.
Think that's it.
Beautiful. How do we get up? Get on up and get down. What? Where do we go? Okay. I'm being a bit dense here, clearly. There's probably just stairs in here, yeah.
I don't think he's going to let us near his stuff.
A pariah? Why is there a Sari here?
console opens the bunker in the cave.
Ha! Let's go back and see what's in there.
Oh.
There. Let's hope that stops them.
Right, we've cleared the flop house. Beautiful! No more bad guys, right? There might be some lore in here. Let's not be hasty. As if they keep these things around in like in an office. This is what this is, right? Nice work, not Pock. Yeah, so obviously I am blasting through the combat a bit too easily now, but I don't want to up it at this stage. I've not been playing tactically for such a significant portion of the game now. There's just no way. Journal, please. Okay, so we've got settling Eladin, so we need to create an outpost, and then we've got Rex. Drax side quests. We were talking about Rex before, that's the only reason that came up in my mind. Make an outpost? No. Beautiful. Whew. See, left
This
trace
location
of
is
beard.
ideal for outpost placement. You can call an outpost via the beacon.
Are those enemies right next to our outpost?
What was your Andromeda plan? Explorer? Farmer? Furrow dirt with raw scorn?
Always stuff to shoot. Anyone who says different is fooling themselves.
Fair enough. Bingo.
Confirmed. Calling out.
You really did it. Almost a civil war, and you brought them back.
But it's all about the resources. No poetry, right?
I considered the Krogan a permanent loss. Too many egos involved. Thankfully, my ledgers don't care how they get filled. If I can retroactively call the Krogan colony an outpost, that's a win. But that practicality is not universal. Tan will hate this.
Fuck him.
You know, it's hard to calculate how few fucks I give about Tan's opinion.
I, of course, can't comment. This is the last one, Pathfinder. The last golden failure we thought we'd lost. You did it. And it'll bring thieves. Check the Zalbray system for Dr. Kennedy's trackers. I need to know her status.
What?
For now, I need your voice to remind them what this meant. Get the flags waving.
Oh no.
This seems more important than that.
It's about setting a tone, not telling the whole story.
We need friends like we need friends like these.
There's a reason the Krogan came with the initiative. Why the initiative needs them. It's obvious on Eladin. They bring out a part of ourselves that we need. Welcome to New Tachanka. We're all a little Krogan here.
One for the records, Pathfinder. Addison out.
Evaluate Harval. Oh. I'll place the receiver.
I've
Yeah,
located a suitable site for an HNS receiver, Pathfinder. Nav
Sure.
point is set.
Hey, Nexus.
Are you made of silver? What do you want, mate? What do you want me to get? Oh, it's a shop.
Looking for that something special? Boomerang has got what you need.
You the Silver
Best loot
Surfer?
in the dunes, here for your perusal.
You're a scavenger.
Not anymore, I'm not.
What's wrong
Fine
with your
folks at
eyes?
The initiative gave me a second shot. I'm on something called a probationary period, got a fancy metal bracelet on my ankle and everything. They're too good to old Boomerang.
Behave.
I'm keeping my eye on you the second you put a toe out of line.
On my best behavior, Pathfinder. Honest. I'm a Nexus man now. If I scrap and scavenge, I do it for the good of the initiative.
Reassuring.
Enough about me. You're here for the good stuff. Look what Boomerang's got for you.
Weird. Level 6 guns. Look at the damage on this shotgun. Paltry compared to my gun. But I'm not talking to anyone here. Nobody. I'm gonna go and do Drax quest. It's simple, man. Oh. Working a path towards the outpost. Okay, we will do that, but I want to do Drax thing first. Speak with Hark. Where is he? Where the... I feel like we're not in the same place. Let's just jump over here. It's confusing navigating Nutachanka, like, extremely.
Look ahead. Scavengers dug into the sand.
I don't know why I got in the car. Hello, neighbors. I can't imagine we're going to get anything too interesting from that Okia quest, to be honest. It just feels like a standard fetch thing. Like, there are so many really simple things that I feel like they could have done.
Really made a difference. It's amazing.
For the fetch quest, like lots of games do it. Like when there's a quest like that, they just need to give you a companion, right? Replace one of our squad mates with the guy who wants the Okia stuff back, and then on the way there he can talk to us, right? So when we're doing the mundane thing of actually traveling there, finding the thing, right, he can actually be feeding us stuff about himself or about Okia, about what he's trying to find, what he's trying to do, and then you have something to be interested in while you're going to find it. Like, I don't feel like that's too revolutionary, but it's very simple. Just get the person to go with you. Like, you know, when we were on EOS and we ran into Masani, whatever his name is, something Masani, Zaid's like long lost son, right? That guy was cool. He was like, and he was telling us about weak spots to do with the Ket outpost, and he was a specialist himself. Well, instead of him just telling us where to go, why doesn't he just come with us for one mission? Do you know what I mean? We could have a fourth squad mate, or he could replace someone in our squad just for one mission. And then he can talk to us while we're there. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's a very... And that's not even like a too revolutionary of quest design. I just... All the stuff that we were talking to him about in his little room, he could have spoken to us about on the way there, or at various points in the mission. But, yeah. Anyway.
Drac, sir, you're here.
Settle down a second, Hark.
Sorry, this is just more excitement than I'm used to. I tracked the stolen transport to one of Elodin's moons. You need to take your ship. Nothing we've got has stealth.
Can you explain a bit more?
How did they steal the transport?
I had the security system off while I was transferring a new sample and, well, they snuck in from the far side. Morda thinks Vorn took transport for a sample run. I didn't tell her otherwise.
If she finds out what really happened, she'll fry your quads over a lone fire.
I know. Thank you so much for helping me.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
My coordinates should drop you just close enough to sneak in. What are we walking into?
A group of Nexus exiles. They're hiding out in an old complex up there.
Nexus exiles. Friends of yours, Drac?
We made a lot of friends during the mutiny. Guess we'll find out.
Okay, now PB and Drac do have really good chemistry, but the third squad mate doesn't tend to have much to say on these missions, so I guess it's purely a gameplay thing. So I think I'll just take Cora because she's the most OP. On one of the moons, he said, right? And this is these are the like seeds that they need.
Let's keep our visit a surprise as long as possible.
For the newborns.
Until we shoot them all, right, Ryder?
Yes, Drac. Until we shoot them all.
Let's do it.
This place is a dump.
Shoddy security.
They should be embarrassed. They don't even have a lookout on the back door.
Most people wouldn't complain.
Be nice to have some kind of challenge. It's the least they could do, making us come all the way out here to kick their sorry asses.
Over there. Guessing that's the colony's transport.
Yeah, that's it. The seed vault better still be on board.
And if it's not?
I'd tear this place and everyone in it apart until we find it.
It's a plan.
Definitely.
This place is a dump.
I come in peace!
So,
Sorry, I meant you come in pieces.
these guys are barely worth the ammo. You shouldn't have checked our transport. I've had better fights in my sleep.
They're probably just warming up.
Yeah, but we'll...
Sorry. God. Marlowe and Strike Team successfully stole a large transport from the Krogan colony on Aladin. Huge thing, just like the boss said. Contents include weapons and seeds, currently docked at Moonyard B. Boss is on site to see what's salvageable. While the transport's docked, security status remains at medium. The Krogan may want it back.
Sam, can you clear up that comm signal?
I will attempt to do so.
Come on, not Pock. Oh no.
Around! We got a problem!
I thought that was Reyes for a second then with the slick back hair.
Get it together! Stop them!
It's Vernon Roach!
Wait, did I hear a roll?
Yeah. You think Spender's involved?
It'd explain how they got the codes to the transport. Aron, we're gonna have a friendly little chat, you and I.
Vernon Roach. I always hated Roach.
Looks like someone's holding a grudge.
I'll teach him a thing or two about how to hold it. About time they got organized.
You get way too happy when people shoot at you.
Sharpshooter against 3 melee characters.
A lot of interference down here.
Find your quads yet? How about you learn to aim first? You can do better than that.
know what you're in for.
They're getting better at this.
Says you.
Reports of breach from southern pass into the yard. Multiple casualties. Transport stowaway. AWOL. Raising security status. Shoot first. Ask questions later. Oh, it's locked. Thanks.
Hey, Drac. Why didn't you stay with the Krogan colony?
Kept tripping over the young ones asking for more war stories. Morta had things in hand, didn't need a relic like me around, so I set out to hunt Ken.
Stop hiding and fight, you bloodless bastards!
Someone's on the emergency comms.
Let's worry about it when we're not being shot at.
Hurry up! They don't have a clue what they've gotten themselves into.
I don't know why there are Angara here.
Over there. I see a path on the other side. Maybe if we move this, we can get through.
Come on, Drac. Come on, old man.
They're falling back to the building.
Like that's gonna help.
Hello? Can you hear me out there?
I know that voice. It's our botanist, Vorn.
Pathfinder, Drac, it's you. No wonder the pirates said they need reinforcements.
Why are you here?
I was on the ship doing inventory when the pirates stole it. It happened so fast I couldn't warn anyone.
This is suspicious.
Right, quit messing around and get down here.
I would, but I had to lock myself in one of the containers to keep them away. Pretty sure they want me dead right now.
It's a bit sus. Oh, it's leaving.
Of course they're warming up for liftoff. We don't have time for this.
Guess they figured out why we're here.
We can't let them get away. Colony's doomed without the vault on that transport.
They're hunkering down over there.
Transport or Vorn? We've got to make a move here.
Oh. Ah!
Alright, let's chill out.
You know what the colony needs. Just point us in the right direction and we'll get things done.
We need the seed vault, but it's useless without the kid.
Then we go get him.
Vorn, we're headed your way.
Alright, fine. Cool guys, don't look at explosions.
That doesn't look so steady.
It'll hold.
Pathfinder, if you don't make it in time, could you give Cash my love, please?
Don't be stupid. Of course we'll make it in. Wait, what did you just say?
Ow. I said love, didn't I?
10,000 credits for the Krogan. Dead or alive. 15,000 credits. I don't care what you have to do to stop them.
Stay down!
Right, let's move.
Back in my day, Krogan asked for permission before they went in and started courting. They didn't just hop into things without the proper clan traditions. Kids these days, no damn manners.
You're gonna be a great grandfather.
Tyrone! Get over here so we can talk.
I don't think so, Krogan. Stealing a transport was just step one. We're gonna destroy everything you care about.
There's only one thing getting destroyed here today, and that's you. And this place. And also your boss. And probably your entire crew. So a lot of things are getting destroyed here, actually, and all of them are yours. We find Bourne, then the transport, then I deal with the roll.
You never mentioned Vorn before.
Clan botanist. It's real good at making roll. But he has no survival instincts at all. Miracle committed to adulthood.
Nice one, not Puck. Okay, yeah, Vernon Roach, man. Finally get to kill Vernon Roach. I wanted to do this in The Witcher 2.
Vorn's comm signal is up there.
I'm in the container on the right. Wait, Mom.
Wait, what?
Over here.
Come on, buddy.
Hi, guys.
Let's go.
Watch out!
Go, kid!
No!
You alright?
Hey, you okay?
I'm fine.
Oh.
I'm fine.
What were you thinking? Why would you do something like that?
He was going to shoot you.
The colony can survive just fine without me. But without you and what's in your full head, there's no future for our people.
You're always talking like you're expendable, but you're not. We need you. You're not just some old soldier. We know what we lost because you lived it. I need to get some stuff before we go. You talk to him.
It's got a point, Drac.
You do tend to get a little reckless in combat when things get personal.
I won't let anything happen to my clan, Ryder.
You won't be much good to them if you're dead.
Quads, not you too. We don't have time for this. We have a transport to get.
I'm ready to go.
You stay right here. I'm not telling Cash you died like an idiot. Yeah, this'll do. Incoming!
Drac, the seatbelt is still on the transport. I hit the locks before they caught me.
Good thinking with those locks, Vorn.
30,000 credits. The bounty is now at 13,000 credits.
You still got caught.
Yes, sir.
40,000. Seriously, please. Why aren't they watching?
Aron's starting to sweat.
Yeah, well, it sucks to be him right now.
Missed all 3 shots. Beautiful.
You done yet?
More incoming!
There's the transport! Vaughn, override the controls and keep the docking clamps shut. We'll cover you.
Okay.
Careful, mate, please. It's so strange to want to look after a young Krogan.
Never mind the bounty, just kill them all!
Hard to get a good shot in this rain.
Transport still there?
For now.
I think they're letting up.
Dad, we killed them all.
Looks like we spoke too soon.
Finally, something I can sink my rounds into.
Looks like every pirate brought their friends.
They weren't all broken.
They will be soon. Where were they hiding you?
2 Hydras. Right, let's take out the minions.
One down.
Lots of pirates? Where? I don't see any.
Over here, guys.
So what now?
We find a Rome.
Looks like we're done here.
Vaughn.
Don't move.
You.
I'm taking this transport.
You really think that's going to get you anywhere?
You're going to get yourself killed if you do this.
Like I'm not dead the moment that crazy old Krogan gets his hands on me.
I'm not the one you need to worry about right now.
Why is Vaughn...
I'll just wait. Oh my god.
Right, finish him off.
Wait, don't come any closer. It'll affect anyone who isn't Krogan. It's pretty strong stuff.
Time to take out the trash.
My first live specimen test. Doesn't last long.
but it sure works fast.
Has he still got his gun in his hand? No.
You wouldn't dare! You're just bluffing!
Did you really just say that?
No, wait! No, don't let me go!
We don't need this kind of person, man. This is kind of brutal, but...
Your call. We can get to Spender on our own.
I know things! You can't do this!
I can do whatever I want to do.
Well, that's that.
That was pretty dark.
Let's get this transport back to where it belongs.
Yeah, he could get us to Spender a bit more usefully, easily, I suppose. But
we are not having this conversation.
I don't know. No harm in hearing him out.
I didn't think about that. I bet we're not going to be able to...
All. Let me be old and cranky in peace already.
I bet we're not going to be able to bring any evidence to Spender now.
I think we're coming close to the Krogan colony.
Thanks for helping me get the colony transport back, Ryder. Of all the stupid things.
That's life on the frontier for you.
At least we don't have to worry about a Roan anymore.
Yeah.
He looked pretty taken care of down there, yeah?
He sure did. I can't wait to nail Spender to the wall.
Yeah, we'll get him too, man. He deserves to die more than a Roan did, to be honest, right? All the backhanded dealings he's done. That would have killed so many Krogan. All the nonsense he's done.
Sooner or later, we'll take him down. Just like a Roan.
Hopefully sooner. I have plans for him. Oh, listen to me, Ryder. You've been around me long enough to realize this. The fact is, I'm a relic, a symbol of the past, when Krogan were bent on destroying themselves. Fighting, killing, it's all I know. For my clan, for Kesh to have a real future, maybe it's best I'm not part of it.
I don't think so. You don't have to do this alone, mate.
Your clan needs you. And so do I. We need to look out for each other.
You say that now. Just remember who you're encouraging.
Fair enough. Fantastic. Alright. That's Drax's loyalty mission. I don't know how we'll progress dealing with Spender, but I hope we get to deal with him. Maybe we'll deal with him in a legal style of way, or maybe we'll have to deal with him in a similar brutal way. But Eladin is kind of taken care of. Return to Nexus control, right? Okay. I am interested in all these allies and relationship quests. The next thing we should really do while we're here is the Turian Arc, right? That is here, isn't it? It's not a task. Wasn't that on the planet somewhere? Yeah, up north here somewhere. Turian Arc, yeah. Vitus Rix believes that Mason Barrow, the Turian Pathfinder, is still alive. He's recruited you to help find him. Oh, it's allies and relationships. Yeah. So we will do that in the next episode because I'm very much interested in that. And we'll kind of scroll through a lot of these allies and relationships quests. Some of them are a little bit more straightforward. I don't know where we're going to find this lead on the Solarian Arc. Maybe we actually need to talk to him, I think, because we've not spoken to him for ages. Oh, that's here as well. Oh, beautiful. We can do both of them in the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. That was a lot of fun. I really liked his his grandson-in-law, I guess you could call him, or what he might be. Was it Vork? Anyway, that was a lot of fun. I don't know. It was obviously a bit harsh killing old Vernon Roach voice actor guy, but we just killed his whole crew, right? I know it was much more personal and a bit more sinister, but leaving him alive seemed a little naive. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that'll mean we can't get Spender. That's probably the consequence of that, but we'll find out at a later date. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Leave me a like if you did, and just remember, everyone, never trust an on crate. See you next time.